snowboarding session at Malibu. And after too much of the crowds down south, it's time to head up north and take advantage of that open highway, that entire open highway, allowing for some wild abandon that only seemed to work in the early 60s. And just hope you miss all those other cars coming the other way. Heading to a place in time before snowboarding, before sandboarding, before wakeboarding, before this boarding and that boarding and all the other kinds of boarding, there was my friend Jim Opplinger, who later became district attorney for the city of Fresno, walking up the sand hill near Point Magoo, where with a sawed-off water ski he became one of the early pioneers of what later became sandboarding, snowboarding, and all those other kinds of boardings. The hill was a lot steeper then, and standing at the top of it and looking down made you wonder if you could even walk down it, let alone slide on anything down it without killing yourself. It was a challenge just to keep upright on your board, let alone execute a few conservative turns on your way down the sandy slope. But in the early 60s, we climbed that hill and slid that slope and came up with a number of antics that would be more reminiscent of the Keystone Cops than anything you'd call an extreme sport. And after an episode of rolling and tumbling like this one, you'd have sand in your eyes, sand in your ears, sand in your hair, sand in a bunch of other openings that you just as soon not think about. It was that time that you'd be tempted to make that last run down the hill and take a walk across the highway to clean some of the sand out any way possible. And what better way than in a wave that looks like a washing machine. I think it was these waves that inspired me to name this film The Living Curl. They just seemed to be so alive and have such a personality of their own that it seemed like they would just as soon eat you for